Hello, everybody. Welcome back to New York Talk. This is the instant reaction where we're looking back at a draw, a very credible draw. In fact, very credible is not even fair because it was better than that. A draw away at Reading. We can't win there because it's cursed, so you have to take the points when you can get them. Mick is with us. How you going, Mick? Tired?
I'm good, mate. I'm all good, thank you. I'd call it an unlucky draw.
I'd say unlucky. Yeah, we'll get into it. I think unlucky is the right word. Before we get going, please make sure you have subscribed if you're ready. 45 or so, maybe a little less than that away from 2,000. So please do make sure you've subscribed if you haven't done so already, especially if you're a Reading fan, although you might not be happy with what we say. 1-1, Mick. I'm going to say something similar to last week, but it's a very, very different game. But bearing in mind the circumstances, that's a fantastic draw. And not only is it a fantastic draw, like you just mentioned, it's unlucky. It took an absolute worldie for them to get anything out of the game, which that's only credit to us.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they did create a few chances, but nothing really clear cut. And that goal's unstoppable. It's a fantastic strike, and credit where credit's due. But I would argue, and I know I'm looking through red and white glasses, I accept that, but I would argue it was undeserved in terms of in the context of the game. I thought as an away side, I thought the performance was excellent, really, really good. I thought we were the better side for large parts of that game. Reading appeared to be a typical League One side who like to play it about loads of. I mean, they went away with the full possession points, obviously. But they're worth nothing, are they?
No,
they didn't offer a great deal, did they?
Not really. They were weirdly they were better when they stopped trying to tippy tap it. When they stopped trying to overplay, I thought they looked much better. When they were a bit more direct and a bit more into the channels, I thought they looked loads better. Yeah,
they did. They did, and they did look far more dangerous. Far more dangerous. I thought first half, particularly sort of early on in the first half, after that initial period where the sort of first 5, 7, 8 minutes we were just completely on top. Once we took our foot off the gas a little bit, I thought we looked a little bit shaky at the back. Yeah. But again, they didn't create anything. They didn't really damage us, did they?
No. Other than when they went round Dawson, which maybe should have done better, but it's a tight angle.
Got caught in. Dawson got caught in no man's land, didn't he? There.
Yeah, helpful with
that. He didn't do better, did he?
He didn't, no. Let's go through the goals in a bit more detail. The first goal from us is, in most games, that would be the goal of the game. It was a really, really nice, well-worked goal. One-touch football from 3 or 4 different players. Look, it took a deflection, but who cares? It's a fantastic build-up play and a sign of what this club's becoming really efficient, but actually really, really good team.
And Denzel right in the middle of it again.
It
was a great build-up, a really, really good build-up, and it was deserving of a goal. The build-up was, for me, deserving of a goal, in my opinion.
I agree.
And you could argue that the finish was a poor one from Benson.
Yeah.
I don't think he caught it how he wanted to catch it, but we got the rub of the green this time, which doesn't happen very often, or hasn't happened very often. So overall, it was a really, really good goal. Initially, I didn't see the deflection. I just thought, man, what a goal that is. And then obviously there was a stroke of luck in terms of the finish, but the build-up was deserving of that for me.
100%. Such a good goal. We had a couple of goals like that so far this season.
Well,
really, really good goals. Yeah. Could and should Reading have had a penalty? It hits Hamish Douglas's hand. The referee's completely unsighted. The referee can't give that because of where his position is. You can criticise the referee for that. My takeaway is that if I was a Reading fan, I would be wanting that. But it did deflect off Kean Spence onto Hamish Douglas, and the proximity is so close. I can understand why the liner maybe didn't give that if he's seen the deflection. If he hasn't seen the deflection, then it's a terrible decision. But
exactly that. I mean, again, I'm not sure what the handball rule is this week. I don't know whether it's changed again or not. It looked to me like it came off Spence onto Hamish Douglas's foot or knee, and then up onto his hand. That's how it looked to me.
Yeah.
Is this natural position thing still a thing, or was that last week's? Nobody really knows, do we? So I've seen them given so many times.
True.
I've also seen them not given many times. Nobody really knows. So I haven't got an opinion on it one way or the other. I would have been shouting for it. Obviously, I'd have been against us.
Yeah.
Whether I would have thrown Teddy out of the car if we didn't get it, I don't think, probably not. But that's possibly because of my lack of understanding of the rules of football.
Probably. I thought referee had a good game, actually. I know Reading fans didn't like him. Other than the penalties, I don't really know why, because I thought he had a really good game. But what do we know?
He did, absolutely, and I would 100% agree with that. I thought he dealt with the dive in from both sides really well. And if every referee could referee games in that manner, trying to let it flow, dealing with the actual fouls, I ain't got a problem with it. I've got a massive problem with this players going off the pitch rule. Huge problem.
Yeah, that's another rule I don't think I understand, because I've checked that, and head injuries are nothing to do with going off the pitch as far as I understand the rules. So I don't get it. And I'll check again. Look, I'll check again, but I don't. When we had this issue a few weeks ago where a player went off, and I checked, and there was nothing about head injuries.
Well, the referee obviously checked between that time as well, because the next time a player in the same game, the next time a player went down, he didn't have to go off. So we had the futile situation there where if the referee thought that Jordan Hugill had suffered a head injury, it's made him go off the pitch and made him stand at the side of the pitch for 30 seconds with no treatment. Yeah. So what is the point? And I 100% don't blame the referee for this. I don't. Because, rules is rules, aren't they? Yeah. It's a ridiculous rule. Whoever thought it up needs to be reassessing their decision-making process, in my view.
Agreed. We're going to come on to man of match in a minute, so whoever you think is man of match, make sure you let us know. If there's any Reading fans watching, let us know who you thought your man of match from Reading. Be interested to know who Reading fans think was man of match. But obviously, we briefly touched it a minute ago with Reading's goal. If there was anybody needed another reason to dislike Robbie Savage, we now have another reason, because his son scored an equaliser against us. Any criticism from our point of view, from the clearance, from the locking down the shot? For me, there isn't. But is there anything we should have done better?
I don't know. If you're being extremely harsh, you could say that Dango could have got a little bit more straight on to the ball as it came out to Savage. The Rotherham players were moaning and groaning like hell at the referee after that. I assumed it was about the previous offside decision against Martha, but they've got no to moan about that. It was offside. I don't think they could. I think it's just a really well hit, well struck goal, and keeper's not getting anywhere near that. So the only way he's getting near it is if he's actually stood in that corner of the goal. You take that off. Great goal.
Yeah. 100%. What can you do? That was the only way they were scoring. Only way they were getting a goal today was like that. Martha could have gone and won it. He's unlucky there because that defender's really clever in what he's done by pushing him. He's essentially fouled him on the edge of the box. Yeah. He got away with it. The referee didn't give it because Martha stays on his feet. He doesn't get the foul. But again, is that Martha got to do better, or he's saying he's just got pushed, he's just got fouled, and then he's done the best of what he can?
You would argue, I said while I was watching it, he maybe could have pulled trigger a bit earlier, and then when you see the replay, he's actually been pulled back by his arm in penalty area, so he couldn't have pulled the trigger any earlier. If Reading fans want to argue about the handball, we'll argue about that penalty as well. That's 1-1, same as score. Let's call it a draw and go good at pub.
If he goes down, it's either a penalty probably a penalty and red card. Never mind what else, because his last man is not made an attempt. So he's lucky he's got away with that.
He did get away with it, and it happens all the time, doesn't it? So it's good. You can put it in the category of good defending if you like.
Yeah, fair enough.
Or foul play, whichever.
We'll go into more detail about Martha and Hugill not playing. There's loads we're not going to cover it because, as if you're a regular listener, you know this is a quick, sharp, short review of the game, and we've already been done 10 minutes. But I want to finish off by saying I really enjoyed that game. That was a million times better than last week. I know we about Reading being frustrating, but they had much more intent than Luton did last week. It was just a much better game to watch. From our point of view. Man of the match, Mick, we talked before we started recording. It's a difficult one because that's a really good Rotherham United performance, but it's still difficult to pick out maybe one player who stands above. But who, if you had to pick your man of the match, who is it?
Is this like we said before? Is this the man of the match with not including Dan Gore?
Obviously,
competition. I thought Keane Spence. We spoke about this, didn't we? I thought Keane Spence was really, really good today, and him and Dan Gore are forming a really, really strong partnership in the centre of that midfield. I'm a big fan of Drew Yearwood. You know, I am. I wouldn't put him down as man. I don't think he was man of the match candidate today, but with those three as midfielders, you've got some pace, you've got some aggression, you've got some skill and guile. You've got everything you actually need from a midfield in those three. And Drew Yearwood's not getting a look in, is he? But yeah, Keane Spence. I'll go with Keane Spence. I thought he was really, really good.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Keane Spence as well. His aggression shone through today. I don't know whether he's been holding back, but he was more aggressive today than he's been. He added in everything else that came along with it. I agree. Him and Gore, just a match made in heaven in terms of midfield. I think Josh Benson's first half performance should be praised as well. I thought first half he made an impact. Second half he went off the boil. I don't know if he's managing a slight issue there or whatever the case may be, but I thought first half he made a really, really big impact. And Denzel Hall, we all love Denzel Hall, and he's played a massive part in the goal as well. Who gets the assist for the first goal? Who crossed it in? Was it Hall?
It was
Williams.
No, can't remember. It was Spence.
Oh, was it Spence? Right. Okay.
It's Spence that made the run inside, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think.
There we go. There we go. 2 points dropped to 1 point gained. We'll sleep on it and we'll come back tomorrow again. One thing you can't argue is that's a really, really good Rotherham United away performance. Really, really good. The players, I have to tweet this out, the players left literally everything out on the pitch. And I was sat watching the game halfway through the second half. I think, if we lose today, I can take it. I'm a grown up, I can take a defeat. If that's how we're going to lose, fine. I can take it.
Yeah.
I hope that's how everybody else sees it as well, but obviously not everybody will. We will be back tomorrow, so Sunday evening, which will be a full review of this with a bit more detail and a bit more meat on the bones. Like I said at the start, please make sure you've subscribed if you haven't done so already, and give the video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it, and also tell us who your man of the match is. Thank you, Mick. Thank you, everybody, for being with us. We will see everybody next time, and as always, up the Millers.
Up the Millers.